Horror Nights is so much more than just the houses though, isn't it? I swear they parkour off the walls or something.
I can't go for a wee. There'll be people jumping out at me in the toilets.
Hello and welcome to Jump the Queue, the fun and informative podcast that helps you plan, book and make the most of your theme park holiday. I'm Sammie.
And I'm Sarah.
And we both work at attractiontickets.com, the UK's #1 for Orlando attraction tickets. And in today's episode, ooh, scary, we're diving into Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Orlando Resort. Ooh, I love this one. From spine-chilling. Ooh.
I was just going to say, Sammie, I do have a confession to make.
Yeah.
My name is Sarah.
Go for it. Go.
And I do not like scare houses.
Ooh. Just put it out there. Mm-hmm. But Halloween Horror Nights is so much more than just the houses though, isn't it? It really is. You've got those thrilling scare zones, the snacks, the drinks. We'll cover everything. We'll cover everything today, make your visit unforgettable. It will definitely be unforgettable. I'll definitely say that to you all. Let's start off with a fun game. So, this one, Sarah, how about we do Would You Rather? Halloween Horror Nights edition.
Yeah, let's do it.
And for anyone who hasn't played, let's do it. For anyone who hasn't played, so we'll give 2 spooky scenarios, right? So just pick one of them. Which would you rather do? Nice and simple, okay? Sarah, would you rather get trapped in a haunted house with a swarm of zombies or a maze full of clowns chasing you?
Neither. I would rather do neither of those. They both sound equally terrifying. So the answer is clowns. Clowns terrify me less. Clowns terrify me less.
They're both terrifying, aren't they? I'd say I can outrun zombies, Sarah. That's probably the only thing I can outrun. Those clowns, seriously, they're full of chaos with those chainsaws. I swear they parkour off the walls or something.
They do.
Because they just appear from nowhere, don't they? Mm-hmm. They do. So I'm going to go with zombies. On that one. Would you rather ride your favourite rides on repeat? I think I'm going to know the answer to this, Sarah. Would you rather ride your favourite rides on repeat or with short queues, or experience every horror house in the park?
Rides every time. I'm such a wuss.
I think do the houses once, I think, and then immediately ride the rides. For me, it's a comfort ride for therapy afterwards, just to bring me back down, I think. Yeah. For sure, for those ones. Would you rather face plant like a cartoon every time a scare actor jumps out, or spill your favourite snack all over yourself like a walking horror show?
I mean, I'm going to do both. If somebody jumps out at me, I'm going to throw everything in the air and then I'm going to face plant anyway. So, spill the snacks.
Oh, I think you're right. I think we're going to do both, aren't we? Well, if I face plant, at least I'm entertaining.
Yeah.
At least everyone will be laughing instead of crying.
And if I face plant,
for sure.
If I face plant badly enough, they're going to take me out to the house, aren't they? So face plant.
Yeah. There you go. That's your way out. Do we though? If it's a cartoon, do we go in slow-mo as we're face planting? Do we get our own sound as we face plant? Do we? I mean, yeah. I think maybe that one. At least it'll be entertaining.
Yeah.
Would you rather, Sarah, be the first person through the scariest house or the last person with every scare actor ready for you?
I'm never going first. I'm just putting that out there. I am never going first. Ideally, the position would be in the middle. like sandwiched between people with my head down going, no, 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 no. But if I had to choose, it would be last.
Well, I'll give you a top tip, Sarah. Actually, what you've said is spot on. Be in the middle, because if you're first, they're ready for you. Okay, they know you're coming, they're ready for you. And last, well, they've been waiting for you specifically since they just got the first person in the queue. So I think middle. I think you're good, Sarah. Sandwiched in the middle.
Middle.
Yeah, I think so. I definitely think so. Moving on, let's talk about top tips like we just did. For surviving Halloween Horror Nights, and that's what it feels like at the end of the night, like you survived. First off, Sarah, what is Halloween Horror Nights?
So Halloween Horror Nights is a separately ticketed event that is held at Universal Studios Florida and Universal Studios Hollywood over Halloween, which spans from, 2 months? 2 and a bit months? Over
it does.
August to the end of, Halloween. Quite frankly, for me, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
But it is an amazing, amazing event, and it's made up of scare houses and scare zones and special themed food and entertainment. And if you are a wuss like me, hands up, then there is still something new. I love Halloween Horror Nights, and I hate the houses, but I love Halloween Horror Nights because it's just more than the houses as well. And it's a fantastic event, and the park closes to everybody else, and you have to have a ticket to go in, and it's open till 2 in the morning. And it's just it feels a very adult environment to me, but it's so worth the money. So worth the money.
Oh, definitely. And like you were saying, it's a separately ticketed event, so they can't just walk in with their 14-day tickets, right?
Nope, absolutely not. You have to buy a separately ticketed event. And equally, you don't have to have a 14-day ticket if you want to go and experience Halloween Horror Nights. You can just buy the Halloween Horror Nights tickets and go and enjoy Universal. And some of the rides are open then, so you know, if you're a wuss like me and you need to go and chill out in Diagon Alley, go and have some Harry Potter time and some butterbeer while you calm down, you can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you think, what's your favourite house of all time? I mean, how can you have a favourite when they scare you to death, Sarah? But
I can't.
What's your favourite?
So my favourite one that I went into was a very long time ago, and it's probably nobody's favourite house. It was from a very obscure British film called Doomsday. And that was my favourite house because it was almost like confession time. I'd had a drink by then, so I was dancing with the zombies and whatever else. It was all very fun, so that was my favourite house. I think it depends on how invested you are in the IPs. So Halloween Horror Nights has a lot of IP based houses: Stranger Things, Ghostbusters, Terrifier, things like that, Five Nights at Freddy's. So if you're invested in that IP, you're going to prefer that house. The Ghostbusters house, I really wanted to go into because I love Ghostbusters and it just looked amazingly fun. Would be my favourite. What about you, Sammie?
Well, I mean, the theming, like you were just saying, the theming in these are incredible. So if that is your favourite film, like you said, I mean, you feel like you're in part of it, don't you? You know, I remember going to Stranger Things. Absolutely, you feel like you're in it. My favourite, probably not everybody else's favourite, and it was quite a few years ago, and I was thinking earlier when I knew we were going to do this podcast, and I was thinking, when was this house? And I'm trying to think back to the holiday that we were on. So I think it was maybe 2014, and it was Halloween. It was Michael Myers. And Michael Myers was everywhere. Honestly, Sarah, you never felt safe. It was in front of you, it was behind you, sometimes you had two at once, you couldn't get away. And for me, who loves the Halloween movies, Michael Myers, I think that was absolutely amazing. I think that's definitely got to be my favourite house. He terrified the bejesus out of me, literally. So I think definitely that one. But honestly, like we said, no matter what house you are going in, you're going to love it.
I was just going to say, these houses, they're built on huge sound sets. So they're big stage sets. I was very lucky. See, I say I don't like the houses, but I was very lucky last year that I did a behind the scenes tour. So I did the backstage tours of 3 of the houses. That I loved. That I loved because the lights were on, there was no
Did you?
actors in there, they explained all the secrets, everything else. That I loved, and I could see how everything worked and how it all worked, and it's amazing. And the theming that goes into them, and the things that you as a guest do not even see, do not even register, and the detail that they put in is just absolutely amazing. And they showed us like where people hide and how they get round the back, and perfection.
Yeah. And people don't realise what goes into it, do they? Because I know, like, from speaking to them before over the years, that as soon as Halloween Horror Nights finishes, they're already working on next year's and how it's all going to work, what houses they're having, how, like you said, who's going to come in from where. I mean, it's not something that happens overnight.
No, and some of them, they're in negotiations, particularly with the IP. They're in negotiations 4 years in advance to have these people. So when people are saying, I really want a Stranger Things house this year and whatever else like that, they're in negotiations years in advance for these things. But it's just like so immersive, and the amount of effort that they put in is just stunning.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And which park is it in, Sarah?
So it's in Universal Studios, only studios, in Orlando, not Islands of Adventure, not Epic Universe so far. Maybe at some point that will change, but at the moment it's Universal Studios only. And also Universal Studios in Hollywood is also there.
I remember going one year, and I think it's the only year, I might be wrong, but I think it was the only year that it was in Islands of Adventure. And that was a very different over there. But yes, it's back to Universal Studios now as well. And like you said, it's a separately ticketed event. What about what's the best thing to do if they have got a 14-day ticket and they have got their Halloween ticket? Because I know it closes early. The park closes early that day, right?
It does close it early. So if you're a day guest and you don't have a Halloween Horror Nights ticket, then you will be asked to leave the park early. If you have got a 14-day ticket and a Halloween Horror Nights ticket, you can get a special wristband. You can go to places where they'll give you wristbands, and you can stay in the park. You go into a special holding area, which sounds awful because it makes you sound like cattle, but it's not. Special holding area within the park where you get in, then you're first in. And I would encourage people to do that, because sometimes the lines to get in just with Halloween Horror Night tickets, straight Halloween Horror Night tickets, can be quite long. There's a lot of people. These events are very, very, very popular, particularly on a weekend. So there's normally quite a lot of people waiting to come into the park. So if you're already in the park, you're one step ahead to get that jump and go to your favourite house first and get into the lines to do the Terrifier or El Artista or whatever it is that's your favourite house that year.
Absolutely. Last time I went, Sarah, they didn't let the general public in until about 6:30. And they actually open the houses for us really early that year. I'm not saying it's going to be this every year, but they do open them earlier than they let everyone in. But for us, it was 5:15. 5:15. We were like, wow, we got so much done before anybody else was let in. It was, and I think you need that, don't you? Because it's so busy, isn't it?
It is. Particularly, I would say, at a weekend, it can be, because all the locals come out to play as well, it can be very, very busy of a weekend. So if you can get an advantage, take that advantage, get that 14-day ticket, get your Halloween Horror Nights ticket, and make full use of it.
Oh, absolutely. And what about children?
Look, we've said several times, I'm a wuss. I personally, your child, this event, Universal say specifically in all their advertising that it may not be suitable for anybody under the age of 13. I would say that was a pretty good guideline. Your child. My child, wuss like me, absolute heart attack. There's no way she would have done it at 13, 14, 15, 16. She wouldn't have. It's loud. It can be very sensory. There's a lot of fog, a lot of smoke. Your child, but I would say as a recommendation, the age recommendation is appropriate.
Yeah, and I'd say try and stick to that. The very first time we went, I won't tell everyone the story because it's too long, but we didn't know what this event was. Years and years and years ago, I think it was our first trip to Florida, and we just thought it was a Halloween event. Oh, the kids are going to love it. So we took them in, not knowing what was in front of us. Now, my 10 and 9-year-old loved it. They absolutely loved it. If you think, they sit there with you on a Friday night watching the scariest film, it's up to you. But I would just say, take extreme caution. It's not a soft Halloween event. You are chased around the park. People do jump scare you, I would say just bear that in mind when you're buying your tickets, for sure. Mm-hmm. What time's best? What if we're what time is best if we don't have a 14-day ticket and we are only just going for Halloween Horror Nights? What time's best to get there?
I would say get there at least. Because I'm a planner, I would be there an hour before the gates open. But that's just me. Equally, last year, I went last year and I actually spent quite a lot of time in City Walk. So in City Walk, they had a bar. It's called the Coconut Club, and they converted it into a sorority house, and I spent quite a lot of time in there, and it was amazing. It was absolutely stunning. It was like a spooky sorority house, and it was beautiful. So I spent quite a lot of time in there, and then didn't go into Halloween Horror Nights until the initial rush had gone through, and I walked straight in at around 7 o'clock in the evening. But that's me, because I'm not interested in going to the houses, so I just wanted to go to the scare zones, experience the event, whatever else. Yeah. If you want to be first in line to get into the lines for those scare houses, get there an hour before the gates open, I would say.
Perfect. I think we talked about what's called stay and scream, didn't we? If you've got a 14-day ticket and a Halloween Horror Nights ticket, stay in the park. If you have just got a Halloween Horror Night ticket, you can buy a Stay and Scream ticket directly from the Universal. You should be able to buy that on the Universal app. And that means that you can go into the park a little bit earlier so that you are ready. I particularly like being round in the Simpsons area when Halloween Horror Nights is about to start, when they're going to open the houses. Because there's usually one in the corner up near Men in Black. And then there's normally a couple further down, a bit like E.T. You can get those 3 done in about 20-25 minutes, and that's 3 of your houses done. I think that's a great start on your night as well.
Yeah, and equally, if you are slightly nervous, apprehensive, not sure, it's your first time, then you can go when the gates open. You can be in there when it's still light. This is the key, when it's still light. So you can go round and do a little lap of the park. You can work out where the scare zones are. You can work out where people are likely to be hiding. And it just gives you a bit, I think it kind of eases you into it a little bit better than just like, it's dark, it's foggy, there's so many people, and it just helps. What I will say is if there are a group of you and some of you want to do the houses and some of you are not that bothered, then Halloween Horror Nights can be a fantastic time to get some of the rides done, because the queue times are typically very much lower because people are queuing to go into the houses, because that's the main target for them. It's the houses. So if you're in a group and some of you want to do the houses, some of you don't, perfect time to get some rides done without the need for express passes there.
And top tip from me anyway is that I'd say that peak time for you to do those rides is between 8 and 10. That's when the majority of people are all in those queues in those houses, and wait times do tend to drop a lot between 8 and 10. So if you are in that group and you do have some that just want to do the rides, that's key time for them to go and do that. Of course, they can do all the scare zones. They're brilliant, the scare zones. So they can do all of that. But what about those people that do just want to do the rides because they don't want to go in the houses? What if they get too scared, Sarah? Where can they go?
So my safe place is always Diagon Alley. They have Death Eaters wandering about, but Death Eaters for me, they're fine. I can handle them. So Diagon Alley is my safe space. I can go and sit and have a butterbeer in Diagon Alley, and I am good. The scare zones are not continuous. You can take breaks in between. You don't have to. You're not constantly... And toilets are always a safe space. If you need to just go and take a breath, toilets are fine. The first year I went, I was convinced there were people in the toilets.
Go in the loo.
I was like, I can't go for a wee. There'll be people jumping out at me in the toilets. Toilets are a safe space. Don't panic. You're fine.
Yeah, they are. Toilets, you know, Wizarding World of Harry Potter, like you said, they're your best options, aren't they? Listen, if you're in those scare zones, you're game. And it doesn't matter if you are a toddler, if you aren't, we spoke about children, if you're taking your children or buggies or anything like that, you're fair game, you know, if you're in those.
But last year they did do a necklace thing, didn't they, where it's like I'm not up for the frights, please stay away from me. So there is that option, but...
And I don't know about you, Sarah, but I like watching people when the scare actors come out and jump them. And, you know, I have a friend that comes with us, and I'm sure she'll giggle when I tell you that she walks in front of us and we all point her out so that they jump out at her and scare her first before they get us. But I love to see that. I love to see people's reactions, the way that they scream and then immediately laugh. You know, like, oh, you got me. It's so good. And these scare actors are fantastic. They work in teams. So some will be deflecting you. So they've got your attention so the others can jump out at you. But it is throughout the park. Just like Sarah says, Wizarding World of Harry Potter. If you just need to just chill. Just get your breath back. That's definitely where to go. And I'd say another top tip from me is for the houses, don't start at the front. Absolutely everybody that comes through those gates, they all start at those first few houses, don't they? Like I said, for me, it's Simpsons. Go around the back and work backwards on there. Next up is our Ask Us Anything. So, as we always say, send your questions to jumpthequeue@attractiontickets.com. We'll answer them right here. 2 perspectives are always better than 1. And especially when you're navigating haunted houses. We've had lots of Halloween Horror Nights questions in this week. So, let's dive in. Our first question comes from Paul. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
Paul says, I'm visiting Orlando in October with my 2 kids, aged 14 and 16. How much does Halloween Horror Nights usually cost, and is it worth going in addition to our regular Universal tickets?
Well, we've kind of covered that, haven't we? We've said, not the cost, but we've kind of said, you know, it is, if you are a horror fan, it's definitely worth going. It is such a good event. That I personally would say it was worth going. Cost-wise, what is it, Sammie? About
all different prices for different nights, aren't they? So the closer you're going to get to Halloween, the more it's going to go up. And sometimes weekends are a little bit more expensive. But yeah, thank you for that. We've got a question from Kate. This is a really good question. Kate says, can we wear costumes to Halloween Horror Nights? Because they're planning on visiting on Halloween and they would love to dress up.
So Universal Halloween Horror Nights is very different from Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party in many ways, and one of those is costumes. So for Mickey's Not So Scary, adults can wear costumes. It's the one time of year that adults can dress up as their favourite characters. Universal, it's a big no-no. No costumes, please. Definitely no masks, no fake weapons, nothing like that. It's no costumes.
It's a great idea as well, though, Sarah, isn't it? Because let's face it, there's a lot of people scaring you in that park, and at least you know that person is meant to be scaring you, you know, because they're in costume. So that is one of the reasons that they just don't allow them, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, it's a safety thing, and so that you know who the actors are and who is the general public. And people do not dress up in costumes, but they do go all out and, you know, makeup, not horror makeup, but they do make an effort for these things.
Yes, they do. Thank you. I hope that helps, Kate. Olivia has sent us a great question. She said, will all the rides be open during Halloween Horror Nights or just a few select attractions?
Again, I know we've said about using the rides because it's a lower wait time, but not every ride will be open. So there's a few that the word. I mean, the Mummy is tends to be open. Harry Potter, the rides there tend to be open, but not every single ride and attraction will be open.
Yeah, it's a good time to get out your Universal Orlando app, isn't it? And just check, because you'll see what's open that night as well. Before you even go in there, you'll be able to work that out. But yeah, usually the Mummy is open, isn't it? Men in Black, Wizarding World of Harry Potter, those kind of things. And like we said earlier, it's great to go and do those, you know. And finally, a question from Andrew, who says, is Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando the same as Universal Studios Hollywood? Do they have the same houses? Do they have the same food offerings? That kind of thing.
So again, full confession, I have never been to Halloween Horror Nights in Hollywood. I am planning on going this year, so I will be more in a place to say that. But they're similar. They're not always the same. I would say it's a similar kind of thing. They will have scare houses, scare zones, shows, food, things like that, but not necessarily completely the same.
Yeah, I think Orlando's a lot bigger, isn't it, as well? That makes it more compact and more intense, I think.
Yeah, I would agree.
They still just have lots of houses, scare zones. It's built on a hill as well, isn't it? Hollywood.
It is.
So you've got lots more walking.
Yeah.
Uphill walking on there. But no, it's a great event. And we just touched there about the food as well. You know, do you have a favourite food or drink for while Halloween Horror Nights is on?
So they do specialty cocktails as well, which is a big tick for me. Specialty cocktails throughout the park, various different ones, and the food is always super popular. So every year there is one bit of food that goes completely viral and everybody wants it. And sometimes the lines for the food can be quite substantial. There's last year, I think it was the pizza with the meatballs and the spaghetti on. Everybody went crazy about that.
Yes.
But there is a lot of specialty food available. So again, check on the app before you go, see what's available, see what you would like, and make sure you factor that into your evening, because there are some truly delightful offerings there.
There are. You sometimes see the scare actors walking around, especially ones like dressed as nurses with the blood bank bag and things like that, don't you, to get those speciality drinks. So the theming is incredible, isn't it, on just all of them. It's definitely a whole vibe for the whole night, isn't it?
Also, I was just going to say that the on the subject of theming, the one thing that I always do, and I just think they do such an amazing job of it, is the tribute store. So they just, it shops, they're just selling merchandise, but they theme it so well. And every year they have a different theme and different rooms. And it's like a whole walkthrough experience in itself. And it's just amazing. Definitely go and see what the tribute store is. And you can go to the tribute store in the day, so you don't have to have a Halloween Horror Nights ticket for that. Yeah. So go and experience that anyway.
It's a good tip, Sarah. It's a good tip. Because I think those that are maybe a bit scared to do the haunted houses, that is a good thing for them. Because like you said, the theming is incredible. You feel like you're walking through one, don't you? Mm-hmm. But you don't have the jump scares. It's just the merch, Sarah, that you and I love. But yeah, I think it's a great idea. The tribute store is incredible. It's there all year round, the tribute store. And it's always got different theming depending on what time of year it is. But I think it's a great option in Halloween Horror Nights.
Yes. Absolutely. And one other thing that we haven't said that I will also say is also amazing, and the production level is so high, is the shows. Yes. The shows are absolutely mind-blowingly amazing. Absolutely. Oh, can't even. There was a contortionist on last year, and he was making me feel physically sick, the way he was bending his body, and amazing. And you're not allowed to video that. Nobody is allowed to video. Yeah, so no video exists.
No, it's good. I will let you into a little secret. Many, many, many years ago, we're going way back. I've still got this on video. They had a show called The Price is Fright. And it was hosted by Beetlejuice. And it was in the big area. And they had to pick people from the audience. And yours truly was in that show. And there's pictures and there's a video of me and my husband having to do the silly games in the Fright Night, and we won. Winner! We won. But that's a great night. So, yeah, some of these shows are amazing. And if there is audience participation, get involved because some of them are absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, very, very, very good. I was blown away by the show. I think it was just absolutely staggering. The acts that they got on, like fire breathers and stunning.
So, Sarah, it's worth saying, isn't it, that these tickets sell out. You know, if you want your favourite night, and a lot of people want Halloween, let's be honest, they do. But there are some people that are there in September and they think, oh gosh, I've only got 2 nights on my itinerary that I can fit it in. They've got to get them straight away, haven't they? These tickets sell out, and once they're gone, they're gone. You can't buy them on the gate if that night's sold out. So definitely get them before you go.
Absolutely. There is a capacity for these events. They reach capacity, and particularly, as you say, for Halloween itself, that's the most popular. The first one is always very, very popular, and the actual ones on Halloween are very popular. And if you've only got a weekend, again, I would say get those ones booked quickly as well, because it will be first night, Halloween, and then weekends will sell out the quickest. And if you want multiple nights, get those as soon as you can.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a great night. Get your tickets. Get your tickets in addition to your park tickets. Either do stay and scream or get there really nice and early and get yourself an express pass. We've given you the right way to go around the park, so you've got some good top tips there for getting as many houses in as you can. But do you know what? Just have a good night, because these scare zones are great. You don't have to go in the haunted houses. They are full on shows in the scare zones. It is full of fog and it is full of strobes. People need to know that, you know, in case they've got any reason that they can't go for those reasons. But I think it's an unforgettable night, isn't it? I walk out of there, absolutely love it, and I'll talk about it for days and days, and in fact weeks. Yeah,
it is. And even if you're like me and you think, not really for me, it's not my thing, give it a try, because actually it is a lot of fun. It really is.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Sarah. That's it for this episode of Jump the Queue. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to make sure that when your topic comes up, that you're there ready to listen. And don't forget to keep those questions coming. Email me and Sarah. We love to read them. Just email us at jumpthequeue@attractiontickets.com. We're here to help you. And if you've been tuning in next month, and yes, you're still with us, thank you, first and foremost. You're not bored with us yet. Go ahead, like, subscribe, share everywhere that you can. Leave us a review. We love to read those reviews. And you know, feedback always helps, doesn't it? So we promise we won't bite. But we really, really appreciate the support. So thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.
See you in the fog, guys.